apologies for the sound of the washing machine in the background. I am just having my coffee this morning before I'm going out, and I felt like sharing. So I recently had a bit of an epiphany about the present and the future, and I've been doing therapy now since April. And so in some ways this epiphany probably should have happened sooner, but I think for a select few of us, there is a mindset that we've always had where we've kind of had to be in control of things all the time. And you don't really understand that that's your default setting. And then through therapy, and I've been reading a lot of self-help at the moment, there's kind of two types of people. And in the Let Them theory, it talks about the other people that I'm not familiar with because I've never grown up like this. But basically when people bail you out and therefore you don't kind of understand how to be independent, how to manage your emotions and how to deal with things like an adult. So I kind of established that there's two people in the world, the people who've had that support and the people that haven't. And for those of us that haven't, then we kind of become like a CEO of our own lives, and we kind of control it because we know that we don't have anybody else that's going to bail us out, emotionally, financially, situationally. And I hadn't really realised that I've been carrying that around as armour since a child. And in therapy we kind of talked about it, and I'd never really described myself as a control freak, but that's essentially what I have been. And I kind of think that when I start interacting and creating relationships with people, platonic, work colleagues, romantic, whatever it is, this kind of comes up. And I think in the past, and even in the most recent past, I've been probably very defensive, because in my mind, I'm like, well, you don't understand why I've had to do that, and you're not sympathetic to that. But then I had this epiphany moment that I've wasted so much time being so invested in a future. And I think with social media and this goal setting culture that we live in, it's quite addictive to do that. And it's quite easy to do that and say, well, I need to think about my next 5 years, my next 10 years, my next year. But what we're doing is we're robbing ourselves of the joy of the present. And because my life has been so hectic, this year has really literally taken my routine, taken my life, you know, taking people out of my life who had been there since I was born, since all I've known, you know, losing my nana, for example, in January, completely taken everything and given me so much pressure and stress and really helped me to grow. And so I don't have a new normal, and I've been trying to keep control of that. And it's led to quite a few bouts of like burnout. And so I had this epiphany recently that I'm trying to control this future. I'm constantly telling people about, oh, this is what I really want in the future, and maybe it won't happen, and ruminating and worrying about things that I just don't know will or won't happen in the future. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what job I'll have. I don't know whether I'll have a partner or not, whether I'll have children or not. But what I'm doing is I'm creating this negative mindset in my mind, worrying so much about the future, and it's impacting my present. And so I'm just surviving my present, but I'm not exploring joy there. I'm not strengthening connections there. I'm not living for the now. And that has had an impact on relationships with people, because you don't realise that you're clinging so tightly to everything that you're not breathing. And other people can pick up on that, you know, that you are so stressed all the time and you can't control these things. So I had this epiphany where I realised that there is no point thinking about the future. There's no point ruminating on the future. What will happen, and everything is part of a plan. But for now, I need to invite more joy, recovery, self-care into the present so that I can enjoy it. It doesn't matter whether this person that comes into your life has amazing significance. They're going to be there for the next 10 years. They're going to be your best friend for the next 10 years, or that's going to be your soulmate, or that is going to be the person that gets you the amazing job that you always wanted or opened the door for you. There's no point thinking like that. You have to just say, this person's come into my life and that's great, and I appreciate the connection for what it is right now. And as a woman who's hyper independent, and who has been raised with these romantic notions of things having significance and deeper meaning, you've heard all this advice before, but it's really, really difficult to understand it until suddenly it clicks and you're like, okay, that's true. I don't need to keep worrying about things. Like, and I think another thing is, like, when people come and go in your life, I get very, I want to control that. And I don't like endings, and I like endings on my terms and things like that. And I think sometimes it's this kind of acceptance that let things come into your life, let things go out of your life. Don't hold on too tightly to things. Let it be. But also remember and have a massive amount of respect for other people. This is the thing that I thought about yesterday. I want my legacy to be that I respect everybody. My door is always open. If you have respect for me, that I will always make time for you. I will give you advice and I'll help you. And I want that going forward. I want to remind myself we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. We all need respect and love for one another and compassion. We're all trying to figure out this crazy world together. And that gives me an immense sense of peace to know that for me, I don't have any enemies. I don't hate people. I don't want to feel those emotions. And I don't. I wish everybody well. And the epiphany moment is really that you just need to invest in loving yourself, which it's all over the internet. But by that, it means, like, find the things that you enjoy. Stop worrying about when you're next getting paid or whether that person texts you back, and instead be like, oh, I used to love dancing. Let's find another dance class. Or, oh, I really wanted to read that book for so long, so I'm literally going to decide that this weekend I'm going to have a bubble bath and I'm just going to read it. Or I haven't spoken to my friend in ages and I know she loves going to this certain park. Let me text her and see if we can go there today. Like, it's taking yourself out of that anxiety comparison spiral loop. And when you're in that headspace, just say every day to yourself, hang on a minute, what can I do that's joyful for me? Whether it's ordering that matcha on the way to work, or sending that text, reminding somebody how much they mean to you, or giving yourself an hour extra in bed. Like, find the joy in the little things and stop panicking about the future, because it will or won't happen. But regardless of whether it happens or not, you still will have an amazing quality of life. So for me, I'm learning this art that whether I meet somebody tomorrow or 20 years from now, whether I have kids or I don't have kids, I'm still going to have an incredible life, and I need to let go of expectations around that. So if you're anything like me, maybe this epiphany might help you as well.